Hello! Welcome to another Girls Frontline 2 video. I hope you are well. Have you ever wondered why Mosin is so beautiful? Compliments aside, let's talk about Mosin. Mosin-Nagant is one of the starting elite dolls that you can have since day 1. She is a Sentinel class doll and is an electric type. With the rifle as her main gun, she is a great damage dealer against your enemies while sniping them off from a long distance. Now you might be thinking, what makes Mosin so different from the other rifle dolls? Before I continue talking about Mosin, I'm just letting you know that this is based on a segment 6 Mosin-Nagant. With that out of the way, let's continue. Mosin, being an electric type doll, allows her to inflict paralysis to her enemies. Paralysis is one of the best debuffs in the game as it prevents enemies from attacking your dolls. Target victory can apply conductivity, which can lead to paralysis on second attack. Positive mindset can give the shock buff to Mosin, which will let her paralyze the enemy before attacking. And her ultimate skill, Declaration of Victory, can also apply paralysis to the enemy if she exploits their weakness. And that is even without fortification upgrades for Mosin. Paralysis is included to Mosin's base kit right off the bat. She can disable most small enemies whether you are in a boss fight or just fighting multiple enemies at once. So, if you want to stop those pesky irrigation scholars, Aegis Deadeyes, or the Juice from causing misery, Mosin can help you paralyze the hard-hitting enemies or the debuff inflictors. Don't you just love being paralyzed by Mosin? Mosin is currently the one and only electric type doll that exists in Girls Frontline 2 at the moment. But that does not mean it is a bad thing. You can take advantage of the fact that you are able to exploit some enemies and bosses that have electric weaknesses on them, since the game is not yet actively countering or outplaying your dolls in various situations. Her electric uptime can be infinite, as long as you have one Confectance Index to spare, so that Mosin can use her Positive Mindset skill. Positive Mindset gives the active engagement buff to Mosin, which allows her to deal electric type damage on her next attack. And her support attacks are also electric type due to her passive skill automatically applying the active engagement buff right before she support attack. If you are looking to set up an electric doll squad in advance, you might want to consider building Mosin now, as she is a very reliable electric type doll. Mosin is also not that complicated to make a build and play as. Just give her a full set of electric boost attachments to easily increase her electric damage. In battles, you will always use her Positive Mindset skill to give huge damage increase for Mosin and also convert her next attack to electric type. Then it will just be up to you whether you have the spare Confectance Index to use either Target Victory or Declaration of Victory. To make Mosin easily trigger her support attacks, let her attack the enemy first before everyone else, because Mosin can help break the enemy's stability index faster. The moment your other dolls finish attacking their enemies, Mosin will most likely do a support attack. The best thing about her support attacks is it triggers 99% of the time, whether it is a targeted or AoE attack on the enemy, as long as they have 0 stability index. You want a simple and straight to the point tactical doll on your team? I recommend trying out Mosin. Mosin is already a strong tactical doll on its own, but did you know she becomes stronger the longer the battle goes? There is a permanent stackable buff Mosin can have, and that is Unshakable Confidence. It increases the critical rate and critical damage of Mosin's ultimate skill, Declaration of Victory, up to a maximum of 20%. If you think about it, you just only need 80% critical rate for Mosin, and it will be a guaranteed critical hit for her ultimate skill. Isn't that convenient? She can get the stacks of Unshakable Confidence through her support attacks or repeated use of her ultimate skill. With just the support attacks alone, she can easily get the max stacks. Whether it is a fast battle or a long boss battle for Mosin, you can rely on Mosin to be at her best all the time. Her fixed keys offer Mosin different ways to make her gameplay be flexible according to your preferences as her commander. She can increase her stability damage, make her active skill apply paralysis immediately, stack up more debuffs on the enemy, ignore some of the cover damage reduction, reduce the stability damage she takes, and extra mobility if she ever paralyzes someone. Her common key, All-Seeing Eye, allows either Mosin or other rifle dolls to gain a damage increase and extra attack boost as well. There are tons of builds you can make for Mosin due to many useful things she has on her arsenal, which makes her pretty much reliable in most battle scenarios. You will not be disappointed on being creative when building your Mosin to be one of your best tactical dolls. When it comes to synergy with other tactical dolls, Mosin can work with everybody, whether she is the carry or your secondary doll to support the others. If she is the carry, you just need to bring dolls that can give attack and damage buffs for Mosin, like a Segment 1 Centaurace, Ksenia, Deshebene, or Cheetah. You can also bring defense breakers like Nemesis, Groza, Vepli, Litara, or Nagant for Mosin to deal more damage to the enemy. Yuhi is also good for Mosin, since she can give the stability offensive buff, which contributes in breaking the stability index of the enemy faster, allowing Mosin to support attack early. If Mosin is your secondary doll, she can support your team by paralyzing some of the high-threat non-boss enemies, such as Aegis Deadeyes or the Juice, allowing your carry dolls to safely go near the primary target and eliminate them without having to worry about the non-bosses. She can also be deployed to be your support attacker to inflict extra damage and break the stability index of the enemy much faster. For example, you can pair up Mosin with Macchiato during boss fights. Having these two together is actually not bad, considering Mosin can support attack also during Macchiato's interception, making it seem like Mosin has an interception passive skill too. Mosin is also nice to have for the Pace Strike users, since conductivity and paralysis are considered pace element debuffs, allowing the Pace Strike users to always deal 15% more damage to the enemies. So yeah, these are just some of the examples of synergies you can have with Mosin. If you have Mosin in your elbow, I recommend experimenting with her with the other dolls. One last reason on why Mosin is, you can bring her home anytime. The fact that she is one of the starting elite dolls that you can get means you can also choose her as a rate up target in the standard procurement banner. You don't even have to use your collapse pieces or targeted access permissions to try and get Mosin, unless you get her in the 50-50. So if you're having a hard time or do not have an idea on which standard elite doll to get yet, why not try your luck on Mosin? Who knows? Maybe she can give you a smile after bringing her home. Would not that be great? And that is all pretty much about why Mosin-Nagant. Honestly, I can talk about more in detail on why you, as a commander, should consider Mosin. But then again, all of the tactical dolls in Girls Frontline 2 are very useful, unique, and strong in their own ways. Mosin is just one of them. But I also want to give a spotlight to the other dolls. If there will be a more detailed explanation or longer expositions of Mosin, then that will be a topic for another time in a different series in the near future. Of course, other dolls will also have those too, don't you worry. So, to summarize about Mosin, she is a Sentinel class doll that deals high damage, can paralyze enemies, wields the power of electric element, easy to build and play, have very good keys, can synergize with pretty much the entire roster of Girls Frontline 2, and one of the most accessible elite dolls you can have in the elbow. Mosin is so great. I really recommend trying her out, or if you already have her, try making a build for her. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me yap about Mosin. Tomorrow is a day we are going to be so busy again with tons of new content coming. We have to be prepared for that also. Well, that will be all from me. I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you're having a nice day, fellow commander.